Hey guys, 1 year ago around this time, I was really struggling to decide what major I would be pursuing in college. And in this coronavirus situation, a lot of you have the time, but not exactly the means to explore. So I just wanted to create the video that would have really helped me last year. And that would be a video walking you through every single step in choosing a major if you aren't already sure what you want to study. I'm not sure how long this video is going to take, maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, but I'm going to get you all the way from point A to, we'll say, Z to the end of the thing. If that sounds interesting, hit that like button and let's get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and work on the assumption that all of you are clueless about what major you want to pursue. You have slight passions, but you're not exactly sure how they translate. You're not sure how your skills translate. So our first step would be creating a master list of majors, and I'm going to go ahead and make it easy for you, and I'm just going to post that master list in the description. So right now, go click on that description, copy that master list and paste it onto a Google document, a Word document, a writing software if you have one of those, or write it down on paper if you have the time for that. Just get that on there and then pause the video until you finish that, and then unpause the video, and we're going to continue, and we're going to narrow down this list until we decide on a major that you should be applying for and targeting for in college. Okay guys, for the sake of the video, I went ahead and put the majors and minors list into Notability, a writing software, so I can easily just mark it through. Again, these majors will be in the description if you want to just quickly copy and paste it and put it onto a doc and do it alongside me. Or if you want to put it into Notability, I'll link this link and you can just screenshot it and put it in and go through it with me as well. I chose UPenn's major list because it's one of the few top colleges that accounts for business as a section of majors. So just want to keep all options open for you guys that are looking for what major to choose. So let's get right into it. I did make a video specifically about this step of the process, but then I realized it might just be way more helpful to have it all in one video, so it's more convenient. So here we go. So the first step is just weeding out things that are not, let's say, not too practical. What is not practical to me might not be the same thing to you, so keep in mind this is just my opinion, but I'm of the mindset that if I'm going to pay thousands of dollars to go to college, I better get that in return, because I'm also investing 4 years of my life into it, so I should get that at least 4 or 5 fold within the first 4 or 5 years. So right off the bat, I see College of Arts and Sciences, and I'm already a little on edge because I don't know how this will translate, but Africana Studies, I'm sure that if you're really applied and really passionate, you could do something with these majors, but for the most part, I'm going to go ahead and say no, because they don't seem practical to me. Anthropology seems like it could be something. Archaeological Science. Again, if you have that passion for it, please don't go off of this, but this is just like a combination of what you find to be practical. So we're just going to take an elimination approach at first. Architecture could be give me that return on that time investment and that money investment. Biology could. Biophysics could. Chemistry. By the way, I'm not a fan of the sciences, but we haven't gotten to that stage yet. Cinema studies, pretty iffy. Classical studies, again, pretty iffy. Cognitive science, not even exactly sure what that is, but it looks like it could be. So communication, a common major, so I won't go ahead and just cut it out there. Comparative literature, no need. Criminology. So as you see, I'm just going to go through it. So now I'm just going to speed through this, and then you guys can go through it at your own pace while you pause the video, and then we'll pick it up soon. So after that, little clip, you understand that we've cut down more than half the majors. So that was just from being slightly practical. So let's take that one step further. Now, in my case, we'll just go into passions now. I think every single person has one subject that they like at least a little less than they like the others, or that comes to them a little harder. So, for example, for me, history comes very easily to me, math comes easily to me, English comes easily to me, but science was always the subject I studied with. I struggled with, my bad, especially relating to physics. So now I'm just going to go through and get rid of everything science related that irks me at all. If I feel any kind of negative emotion towards the subject, I'm just going to get rid of it. So architecture, I think geometry. So I'm like, no. Biochem, no. Biology, I hated biology. Biophysics, again, I didn't like physics. Didn't like chemistry that much either. I don't know what cognitive science is. Criminology, yeah, that's fine. Earth science, actually, earth science was the only science that I really liked. Same thing with environmental studies. Don't exactly want to study rocks. Do you see how superficial this process is? But you really need to cut down, because otherwise you're just going to be struggling, and you can't start your supplements if you don't know your major. So that way I'm just scrolling through here. Poli-sci, again, just I don't feel value in there. Actually, not here either. Physics, I don't like physics. Psychology, never had any experience with it, but I think I'll just get rid of it for now. Sociology, no, thank you. And let's see. Bioengineering, again, there's any kind of biology. I didn't love computer science when I took it, and don't have any engineering background, so I don't feel qualified to take any of this. It's a little daunting. I like to stick to what I know somewhat. So the same thing here. This is all applied science. I might as well get rid of cognitive science, so I'll do that. And then when I'm looking here, marketing, I don't think that's my thing. Not exactly a skill set of mine. So again, you always want to, although you want to fix your weaknesses, I would often say when you're choosing a major, go ahead and play to your strengths and just try to create a bigger weapon rather than trying to perfect your weaknesses. So now we're just going to move on to step 2, pause it, catch up, and we'll proceed to go through this. Okay, guys, so here's where the magic kicks in. Your mind subliminally delivers a message, and for me, as I look through everything I've selected, is that, real fast, I've gotten rid of all of the engineering items, the bulk of the arts and sciences, and a lot of what's left is business-related things. But now if you go up to back to the arts and sciences, you'll notice that the bulk of things here, communication, economics, engineering has to go, economics, health and societies also relates to a business major, international relations relates to a business major, law and society relates to that kind of business-based items, math, economics, math, logic, all of that relates in some way to business, or that math and applied history core. So just keeping that in mind, I'll just eliminate all the outliers here. Anthropology, archaeology, cognitive science, communication, frankly, I don't think so. Criminology, earth science, environmental studies, health and societies, that's good. Science, technology, and society can go. So boom, so all I'm left with now is these business-related courses. And I'm sure that 80% of you are going to find a similar trend, that your subliminally your mind lends itself towards one block of classes and one block of majors. And I want you to be objective and really consider this idea and go through and see if you see any kind of trend, and that'll help you so much. So now what I'm going to do is just transfer all of the remaining majors onto this page that you see right here, and then we're going to go through these final steps, which are probably the most difficult emotionally, but yeah, we'll get this done. So we're almost done. This is the time to be really judgy and really choosy, so I've narrowed everything down here. Whatever econ and math from over there, I've just brought it down. So now I'm going to be very, very picky, and you're going to watch me very, very picky, and understand that it's so hard to make a decision. So just be as opinionated as you can at this point, because the last thing you want to do is be indecisive as you're going into this process. You can always change your mind later in college. That doesn't matter. But now in this case, you just want to be judgy and thorough and narrow down on something. So, healthcare management and policy doesn't sound that appealing to me, so I'm just going to go ahead and say no. And, right, so that's gone. Insurance and risk management seems a little dull. It might not be, but I'm just trying to get through this now. Entrepreneurship and innovation. I don't see any value in someone teaching you entrepreneurship. That's just my opinion. Multinational management, organizational. So legal studies and business ethics have no appeal to me. E-commerce, I feel like I could learn that better elsewhere than from college. Behavioral economics, public policy has no interest to me. Environmental policy, I don't see how I could make a difference in the world that way, really, with my skill set. Math, no, that'll just give me a headache. Law, not really. Again, e-commerce can go. Management actually is not of huge appeal to me, so we'll get rid of management entirely. Stats is too much math. I'm sure it'll go in with something else here, but I don't see a point in majoring it. Real estate, again, I feel like I could learn it better elsewhere than from a college professor. So that leaves me with econ, accounting, behavioral economics. We'll just call it one for now, but finance, global analysis. So again, if you look at the trend, it's kind of that numbers but practical mesh kind of field. So now, regardless, I'm pretty safe because if I choose any one of these majors, they should be within like the same school at any college you go to. So it should be easy to transfer between them. So now it just depends on your strategy. If you're really, really picky about getting one major, I ended up going for finance at the bulk of schools. So, but I went for econ I applied as econ major to schools that didn't have finance. So that's the route I ended up going. But if you feel like you might not be you might feel like you're underqualified, then maybe go for something like global analysis, behavioral economics. Accounting is actually a very difficult major to get into, but those two to try to get in and then transfer to a different major. But all in all, I think I've pretty much got you there. Now it's a pretty simple decision to make, and now you can start writing your supplements. I'll be making a video about writing your supplements regarding why you choose your major and why you chose the school on my channel. So subscribe if this was helpful to you. Hit that like button, share with friends, and I wish you the best of luck.